Chapter 4. Be Responsible. It was Meha's 10th birthday. Meha woke up as her parents showered her with hugs and kisses. But she broke into a grin and thought, "Thank you, God. My friends aren't here to see this."
"So, little one, what gift do you want?"
Meha's dad asked. "Dad, I am no longer little. I am 10 now," Meha said as she straightened her back to look as tall as she felt. But her dad didn't take her seriously.
"Oh, sorry, little girl. Sorry, big girl. What do you want for your birthday?"
he asked again. Meha had thought a lot about her birthday gift and knew exactly what she wanted. "Dad, Mom, you know that I am 10 years old. That means I am a grown-up. I want to be respected. I don't want you to instruct me to do my homework or to drink my milk or to clean my room. I am old enough to decide what I should do. So, for my birthday, I want freedom and independence just like you two have." Meha's parents had brought one-liner skates for her, but what she said took them by surprise. They stared at their daughter for some time. Then her father said,
"It's not easy being a grown-up. It means becoming more responsible and taking care of things, and all by yourself."
"Oh, Dad, that means you will treat me like a grown-up and let me do what I feel?" Meha asked eagerly. She hugged her parents when they nodded, jumped off the bed and ran to the bathroom. She wanted to get to school as soon as possible. She had to tell her friends about this year's birthday gift. That evening, Meha and her friends sat in her room eating the yummy honey almond sweets that her mother had made. As they ate, Meha placed her bowl on the window and a few drops of honey fell on the windowsill.
"Let's wipe it before your mom scolds you,"
said Meha's friend. "She won't scold me. My parents have promised to treat me like a grown-up. I can decide what work I want to do and when I want to do it. Besides this, cleaning windows isn't my responsibility. Someone will do it later," said Meha. The drop of honey slowly began to drip down the windowsill and finally fell with a plop on the street below. Within seconds, a family of flies buzzed their way there and began feasting on the honey. When the flies were wing deep in the honey, a grey lizard lying closely flipped its tongue, gobbled up 4 of the fattest ones. The lizard returned to the smooth patch on the bark of its favorite tree, but not for long. Kitty, the big white cat, who watched the lizard feasting, leapt from its perch on the wall, and then it had a feast on the lizard. But waiting right beneath the wall was Bruno, the dog that lived in the house next to Meha's. It jumped and brought Kitty down. Hearing the deafening mews and barks, Kitty's and Bruno's owners arrived at the scene and began fighting.
"Meha, let's go and stop the fight, or at least tell a grown-up about what we saw,"
said Meha's friend. "Why should we leave our game in the middle?" complained Meha. "Besides, it's not our responsibility to stop fights." Soon the owners of the cat and dog were shouting and hitting each other. A crowd gathered around the two. Some began to cheer Kitty's owner, while others supported Bruno's owner. Soon the two groups had a great fight. One of Meha's friends was worried. This fight is getting louder and bigger. I really think we should do something to stop it, she suggested. But Meha didn't bother at all. Oh, stop bothering me and spoiling my birthday. Someone would surely have called the police and it must be on its way. It's their responsibility to stop fights, she said. Soon, a bus load of policemen and soldiers arrived on the scene and tried to end the fight. But some of them took sides and soon the soldiers and policemen too were fighting. The fight soon grew into a mini riot with people, policemen and soldiers exchanging blows and even throwing stones at each other. A few helpless policemen were trying to bring things under control. In no time, camera crews also arrived at the scene. It so happened that one of the stones hit the windscreen of Meha's car. This was the time when Meha could understand her problem. When Meha saw the ugly scenes on the news, she wanted to cry. The drop of honey was my problem. Mom and Dad kept their end of the promise, but I didn't. I didn't act responsibly, Meha said to herself. She thought for a long time. Then, before going to bed, Meha went to her parents' room and told them the whole story. I know how ashamed you are of me. You can punish me for being irresponsible. But I promise to never act irresponsibly again, ever, said apologizing Meha. After a long pause, Meha's mom said, We think you have learnt your lesson. Owning up to one's mistake is also part of being responsible. This shows a sign of being grown up.
So, big girl, we will let you have one more chance, but promise us that you will never be irresponsible again, said Meha's father. Oh, I promise, Dad, I promise, Meha replied happily and hugged her father. No new words. Showered, overwhelmed. Enough, sufficient. Gobbled, consumed. Bothering, worry, disturb, upset. Ashamed, embarrassed or guilty because of one's actions. Seriously, really or sincerely. Feasting, eat. Worried, concerned.